This kind of feels like deja vu, a chemical weapons attack launched by the Syrian government apparently. In all likelihood, the Assad regime is behind this. Trump responded last time by giving the order to launch missiles at an airfield inside Syria. So now we have this latest war crime, a gas attack in Douma, rebel-held area. Reports saying at least 70 people have been killed. I've been watching some disturbing video footage this morning. Chemical attacks are one of the tactics used by the Damascus government against rebels. Others include barrel bombing, deliberate targeting of schools and hospitals, state terrorism basically, with Assad pointing the finger at terrorists and the West while he continues to massacre his own people. Trump has labelled Assad an animal and called his actions sick, as well as issuing a thinly veiled threat saying there'll be a big price to pay. As usual, you get denials and paranoia coming out of Damascus, Moscow, and Tehran. I don't know what the US or European response to this latest atrocity will be. Punishment strikes on military targets, one suspects. Maybe a big increase in airstrikes to try to weaken the Syrian government's positions on the ground in support of sponsored rebels. But rebel fighters in Douma have now surrendered, I understand. What we've already seen is an attack of the T4 Syrian airbase by, media sources are assuming, the Israeli military. Initially, the finger was being pointed at the United States, but not now. So yeah, it's apparently Israel launching missiles from Lebanese airspace. They attacked the airbase also earlier this year, in February I believe. This T4 airbase is somewhere between the cities of Homs and Palmyra. If you don't know anything about Syrian geography, that's a fair bit northeast of the capital Damascus. Why is Israel concerned with this T4 base? Well, it's thought that Iranian forces have been using the base as a means to transfer weapons to Hezbollah, which is a proxy of the Iranian government. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, which is a UK-based group, various nationalities of fighters are active at this T4 base, including Iranians, of course. 14 people are being reported killed by this Israeli strike, Israeli attack. Today, the UN Security Council is meeting to talk about the chemical attack in Douma, eastern Ghouta. The evidence, history, and various experts point to the guilt of the Syrian government. So I imagine what we'll have is various national representatives condemning Assad, his regime, while the Russians try to deny what's actually happening. And they'll quite possibly be trying to muddy the waters, as they have been doing with the Salisbury attack. But maybe they have been somewhat surprised and possibly worried by the fact that there is an international stand against them and their behaviour, which has been growing in recent weeks. Sanctions and expulsions have been met with denials and predictable lashing out. Yeah. The Syria war keeps burning and could still set the stage for a third world war. I don't feel I'm being overly dramatic there. Complacent political and military leaders might dismiss that as highly unlikely, but as the years have rolled on and the mess has gotten worse, the normalisation of a deadly chess game has caused a great danger. To us all, perhaps.